Once upon a time, in the land of tall pines, there came a lumberjack.
"Jake's my name, and lumbering's my game,"
boasted the flannel-shirted giant.
"I can cut down any tree that stands before me, no matter how big, no matter how tall. I will not leave till I've cut them all."
Jake had come north to make himself rich by cutting down the forest. As soon as he was finished, he planned to go back home with his riches and live a life of plenty.
"No matter how big, no matter how tall,"
he called out to the trees,
"I will not leave till I've cut you all."
The aspen quaked at the powerful sound of Jake's voice. They knew they were no match for his mighty axe, and within a few days he'd cut them all. Upon seeing what happened, the birch trees were so scared that their bark turned white from fright. By the end of the month, they too were nothing but kindling. The lofty pines were unimpressed. "You don't scare us," said the tallest pine in the forest. "We've been here 1,000 years. Your two-bit axe and cross-cut saw have no power over us."
"Did you not hear what I said?"
the lumberjack roared.
"No matter how big, no matter how tall, I will not leave till I've cut you all."
Jake aimed his axe, and in less than a minute, that big old pine came crashing to the ground. Soon, all of its relatives had joined it on the log pile. Only their stumps remained, silent tombstones mocking their once glorious past. Jake rubbed his dirty hands together, ran his fingers through his whiskers, and took a slow, deep breath. His soulless eyes scanned the treeless horizon, and a big smile appeared on his face.
"I've done it,"
he called out to the empty space.
"No matter how big, no matter how tall. Now I can leave, for I've cut you all."
"Not so soon,"
called a voice from above.
"You missed this old oak tree."
Jake turned around and discovered an eagle sitting high up in the oak. It was the only tree that remained in the forest, and somehow Jake had missed it.
"Your boast is in vain,"
said the eagle.
"You said you could not leave till you'd cut them all. However, this oak is still standing."
Jake grabbed his saw and began to cut at the bottom of the tree, but before he could finish, the eagle swooped down and pecked at his head. Jake dropped the saw and grabbed his axe, swinging it wildly into the air. But the eagle was too quick and brave. Try as he might, Jake could not hit it or scare it away. Before long, Jake set down his axe and leaned against the tree to think. No one had challenged him before. He wasn't sure what he should do.
"Looks like you're stumped,"
said the eagle to Jake. Jake looked down at his big boots, feeling defeated. Then the eagle had another idea about how to keep the lumberjack from cutting down the last oak.
"I know how to make sure he'll never chop down that tree,"
thought the eagle.
"I will use some shadow magic to keep him right here. I will make sure he can never go home to boast of his exploits and spend his riches."
With that, the eagle flew toward the sun, so that its wings cast a shadow over the weary lumberjack. As the shadow crossed over him, the man magically turned to wood and became one with the tree.
"See if you can chop down the tree now,"
laughed the eagle.
"If you do, you'll cut yourself in half. No matter how big, no matter how tall, you shall never leave this spot. You cannot cut them all."
To this day, the lumberjack remains part of that tree, and the eagle still sits above him, making sure that he stays right where he belongs. And just in case the lumberjack tries anything funny, The eagle has one more trick to keep Jake in his place.